I hope you didn't think this was just another game. Oh, no. This is prime time. This is White Bengal. Welcome to the jungle, baby.
Number 1.
Look who's back. Our familiar foes.
Aaron Rodgers on the road against Joe Flacco.
With the whole world watching. How exciting. The gates are locked. They gotta deal with us now.
Touchdown! Huge play!
But how can you fight something you never saw coming?
Here's it out. Chase. Hello. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Oh my goodness! It is deafening out there right now.
Welcome to prime time in the jungle. This is White Bengal.
All white everything. The Bengals are back in the jungle and whiting out Paycor Stadium as they look to ice the Steelers in primetime. Welcome in to Bengals Weekly. I'm Marissa Contepelli. Week 7 marks the 112th meeting all-time between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, but this is the first time that they meet on a Thursday in the Queen City. So as we get you set for primetime action between the Bengals and the Steelers, TJ Slayton made his return to Lambeau. And we had the defensive tackle on the mic in Week 6. As Cincinnati and Pittsburgh get set for a late-night duel, we take another look at the infamous Monday night TikTok game and how that sparked the culture shift in Cincinnati. Andrew Whitworth will rule the jungle on Thursday, and we sit down with Big Whit to preview this week's tilt with Pittsburgh. And on Countdown, I'll tell you just how locked down DJ Turner's been this season, and how his play last week vaulted him atop a few leaderboards. But first, the Bengals turned heads last week when they acquired Joe Flacco in a trade with the Browns. Now, Flacco arrived to town Tuesday evening and in just a few short days made his debut in stripes. Here is this week's From the Jungle.
Breaking news here into CBS Sports HQ, where the Cincinnati Bengals have acquired quarterback Joe Flacco from the Cleveland Browns.
Okay, fire away.
What did you like about Joe? What did he bring to the table? Why?
Yeah, played him a lot, watched him a lot. Brings great experience, great leadership. His style fits our style of play too. So excited to get him out there. We'll start him this week, so he's going to take all the reps, get ready to go.
Everybody know who he is. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever played. He's seen every coverage. We got a chance.
God can sling it, for sure. The vet that he is, we expect him to come in and be that leader. It definitely doesn't change the expectations for us. Our expectations is really just go out there and keep being us and try to get a W at the end of the day.
And that's the biggest thing about a veteran quarterback. He knows the ins and outs of the offense. He's seen everything for a long time now. Making a big impact on his offense is what we need him to do.
I don't know. Will he be up to speed to go visit Green Bay?
What's the biggest challenge?
Well, the biggest challenge is probably still just the Green Bay Packers.
What was your initial reaction on Tuesday?
Crazy business. Yeah. You have to be ready for anything. That's kind of what it was. I like to play football, and if that's in Cincinnati right now, then I'm all for it.
This will be the 16th play of the drive. Third down and goal from the 10. 5:36 left, third quarter.
But I'm impressed with this opening drive. They had 65 yards in the entire first half. So far, they've got 62 yards just on this drive.
Flacco to throw. His pass caught over the middle. Hudson tackled between the 2 and the 3. The Bengals come up short. Do they kick it and get points, or do they go for it on 4th and goal?
The offense will stay on the field for Coach Zach Taylor.
The Bengals line up to go for it. A little more than 2 yards away.
Come on, Joe. Come on, Joe.
there's multiple things you can go to in terms of the throws you make and how you want to call this.
Higgins and Yosivash out to the right. Hudson and Chase out to the left. Flacco catches the shotgun snap.
Flacco looking, throwing, and
Caught in the back of the end zone.
touchdown! Tight end Tanner Hudson.
And the Bengals gamble and win.
And Joe Flacco leading a masterful 17-play drive with a nice combination of runs and passes.
21 plays, Ryan. You count
Crazy, bro.
21 plays.
It's not easy when you have to go 20 plays to score a touchdown, but anytime you can keep a defense on the field that long, it is to your advantage. I think you can wear them out a little bit.
Hoping we wore them out a little bit. Let's go. Hey, keep gripping it and ripping it. 16.
Fourth down throw, is that an ad lib? Fourth down, the touchdown, was that?
Fourth down for the touchdown. Which one was that? The one in the back of the end zone?
Oh, the one that you ran.
Were they both fourth down?
Yeah.
Bengals will go for it from the 19th yard line of Green Bay. 4:17 to go. Fourth down and 4.
They came up and pressed him. We were able to take a shot. I mean, listen, obviously when he gets one-on-one, you'd be wrong a lot to not go his way.
The Bengals break the huddle with the ball resting at the 19 of Green Bay. The Bengals are going to have any chance of pulling off a miracle finish. They need to convert.
Well, it looks like man-to-man coverage. You got Chase up top.
Flacco to the air and caught. Wow! Chase with the touchdown reception. Doubled and grabs a 19-yard strike.
On that one, I gave him the Omaha. I had no idea what you called. Okay. So I called something that we don't have. I called something that we don't have, so I came out and saw that he might press him, and I was like, hey, here you go, brother. Yeah.
Do you think that second half will carry over to Thursday?
We didn't do enough to win there, but there is confidence on offense with Joe just showing up that we can continue to play off that. And again, we just got to come together as a team and figure it out and find a way to win.
And the Green Bay Packers will survive at home to beat the Bengals. Joe Flacco not able to pull off a miracle with 3 practices, but he certainly gives the Bengals hope as they come back to Paycor Stadium for 3 straight home games.
This is a long season, and I know it's easy to be down on yourself in hard times, but you know, playing with confidence shows.
Now it's a short week. You have Joe Flacco, again, coming off of what I would say was an overall encouraging performance.
Listen, I've only been here for a week, but I think these guys in the locker room got a good head on their shoulders, and I'm excited to get to work with them.
Steelers might go in there and win on Thursday night. But if they don't, we're going to be waking up on Friday and talking about the guy who was the Browns QB1 2 weeks ago. He was traded 6 days ago? It's only been 6 days since the Joe Flacco trade.
Not long.
He's the guy who gives them a chance to get back into it.
Coming up next, we head down to field level and bring you more of the big truck on the mic. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Bengals Weekly is brought to you by Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Alta Fiber, the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. And Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. TJ Slayton returned to the city that drafted him, and for the first time in his professional career, he entered through the visitors' tunnel at Lambeau Field. So we knew for this moment and this game that we had to get a mic on TJ. Here's this week's Mic'd Up.
Bringing down the ball carrier, TJ Slayton, the former Green Bay Packer.
Woo! It's a great day to play some football. Air feel good. Lungs is clear. Air feel good. Let's go. Let's go. Spin. Let's go. Let's go, Dream.
on a level field. Let's go. Good luck, man.
All day. Let's go play ball, fellas. Yes, sir. Go crazy. What's going on?
Listen, man.
Go crazy, brother. What up, TJ? What up? What's going on? Big belly. What's going on, dog? Have a game, brother.
Love, brother.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yes, sir. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Here comes the pressure, flush from the pocket, and it's intercepted on the ricochet. Picked off by Stone.
This is what we turn up at right here. This is where we get the game started. Let's get these TFLs. Let's get these TFLs.
Hey.
First down. We can't hear you. Fix this. Come on, man. I told you third quarter, they just let the clock run. Third quarter, they let the clock run. And the fourth, they stopped that every second. Here we go, right here. This is when we get it, right here. Let's go, let's go.
Pump fakes, throws into the end zone, caught by Tanner Hudson.
Touchdown.
When we return, we take a look back at some of the historic moments in this AFC North rivalry. From the Vault and Who Dey conversations is straight ahead. December 21st, 2020. Cincinnati entered Week 15 as massive underdogs to Pittsburgh. The Bengals had already lost rookie Joe Burrow for the season and had been victorious only twice up to that point. The Steelers, meanwhile, well, they had started the year 11-0 and thought they had put a halt to their two-game losing streak. But the Bengals had other plans, as Christmas came early in the jungle.
It is time for the pigskin to fly. In the jungle, the Bengals look to end 5 years of Pittsburgh-induced frustration. Roethlisberger back to throw. Short pass over the middle. Caught by Juju Smith-Schuster. The ball is popped away by Von Bell. It's scooped up by the Bengals.
And Von Bell there is saying, hey, you want to dance on our logo pregame? Really?
Finley under center, takes the snap, hands it off. Gio trying to run wide to the right. Little shimmy move, and he takes it into the end zone before tossing the ball into the air. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Roethlisberger back to throw. Fires a pass that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38-yard line.
High stepping is Mackenzie Alexander for Cincinnati.
4.5 minutes to go in the half. The Bengals at the Pittsburgh 14, looking to add to their 10-point lead. Finley catches a shotgun snap. He's back to throw. The protection's good. Nice. Short pass. Caught over the middle. Giovanni Bernard breaks the tackle at the 5. Runs into the end zone and throws the ball way up in the air again. Touchdown, Cincinnati. And the Bengals lead the Steelers by 16 points.
2nd and 2. Finley will keep it right up the middle. Ryan Finley having himself a good old time.
The Bengals sending defenders up to the line of scrimmage, showing blitz. Roethlisberger back to throw from the pocket. His pass too high, incomplete. Coffin nails.
Bam, bam. How about that?
Christmas comes early in Cincinnati as the Bengals stun the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final score, Cincinnati 27 and Pittsburgh 17.
feeling a bit nostalgic around here, so why stop at just 2020? Let's hand it over to Dan, Dave, and Jeff as they continue to take us into the archives and share their favorite Bengals-Steelers games through the years.
It's the Bengals against the dreaded, hated, but grudgingly respected Pittsburgh Steelers this Thursday at Paycor Stadium. And in this Who Dey conversation, we're turning the clock back to three of our all-time favorite Bengals wins in this rivalry. Lap, you're up first.
Dan, December 13th, 1981, a game that will live in infamy. The Cincinnati Bengals smoke, and I mean destroy, the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Don't beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Three River Stadium very often. It just doesn't happen. You knew you were going to be packing your breakfast, lunch, and dinner for that game. It was going to be a full day's work. It wasn't for the faint of heart, I can tell you that right now. Probably the most physical game I ever played. I think I was the most sore after that game I've ever been. The Pittsburgh Steelers brought out the best in you. The rivalry between the Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers was real, very real to Chuck Nolan, very real to Paul Brown as well.
A win that wrapped up a division title in 1981 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, Butch, you're next.
Let's go back to not only my favorite Steelers win, my favorite Bengals win of all time. November 15, 2009, when they won the battle of 18-12. It was an overture for the Bengals' 2009 AFC North division title. This one got them to 5-0, virtually assuring them of a season sweep of the division in a nasty, brutal, tough game. They beat the Steelers at their own game. Ben Roethlisberger denied on the last 10 third downs. The only touchdown scored by rookie Bengals running back Bernard Scott on a kick return. The Bengals wrap it up with a Shane Graham field goal at the 2-minute warning. Biggest play of the game, fittingly, James Harrison's right cross to left tackle Andrew Whitworth's face in that last drive. Whit said after the game, quote, "They didn't like it. They didn't like the fact that we were running it right at them." That is the final joyous chorus of the overture of the 18-12.
All right, there seems to be a theme here. The theme is physicality because I'm turning the clock back to December 23rd, 2012, and what I believe is the most physical Bengals game I've ever seen. And no one was more dominant in the trenches than Geno Atkins. In fact, Lap serenaded him in the locker room after the game singing, "Geno Atkins, Geno Atkins." The game was tied at 10 when Reggie Nelson intercepted Big Ben with 14 seconds to go. Andy Dalton followed with a 21-yard bullet to A.J. Green, leaving 8 seconds on the clock. And Josh Brown drilled a 43-yard field goal to give Cincinnati a 13-10 win. Christmas came 2 days early as the Bengals wrapped up a playoff spot and knocked the Steelers out of the playoffs on their home field. 3 great memories in Bengals-Steelers games. Let's hope for another this Thursday night in this Who Dey conversation.
Coming up, we take a deeper look at that Monday night victory over the Steelers in 2020. That's next, here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Now, we just saw the highlights from that Monday night meeting in 2020, where the Bengals sent shockwaves through Steelers fans near and far with that statement win. But that victory, well, it did more than just add a tally in the win column for Zach Taylor. It was a turning point for the organization.
Those 4 years in Pittsburgh definitely paved the way to where I am at this day, and especially me being an undrafted guy, knowing how hard I worked to get to where I am now. I never take it for granted.
Mike Hilton, so important in the run support in that Pittsburgh secondary.
I know Mike Tomlin and how he would think about Cincinnati. So they looked at him as the little brother.
My first couple years, I remember them treating us pretty disrespectfully, laughing at us, and I never forgot that feeling.
You know, I was new. This was my first year. So I'm really like walking into it. I'm like, man, it's straight smoke out here. So it was like, I'm with it. I'm riding with my guys and go out there and try to make a play.
His kick is up. It is good. And the Bengals score first after the fumble recovery by Josh Bynes.
We felt good going in that game, and we knew they were down a couple guys, so we definitely came into that game feeling a little too overconfident. And just throughout the game, we kind of feel like Cincinnati was playing with a different energy and vibe.
We knew something was gonna happen. They were behind the sticks, they were behind schedule a little bit.
They were definitely more physical than we were that whole game.
And juggled and nearly intercepted.
Ooh, it was a fun game for sure.
Excellent effort by Darius Phillips.
Look at this DP on a big time third down too. Like, we was going crazy. And you start seeing the guys, they start arguing with each other. So it's like we are in their head mentally. If we make a play right here, we could definitely put the knife in the coffin for sure.
So far tonight, Bengals secondary's having none of that.
Eventually, I was on a man that didn't release, and I become a free player. And I just read the quarterback eyes, and so happened to be Juju at the same time. And before that, it was the whole thing with him dancing on a logo and all that. And I just said it was quite disrespectful to dance on somebody's logo. Then I said we just got to play between the lines. Oh my goodness. This was crazy. Definitely one for the books. It just blew up crazy.
Dance on their logo before the game?
You have no business dancing on somebody else's logo.
He need a new car, because that Corvette cannot run anybody anymore.
Me being on the other side, I could just feel that electricity from that hit just go out. Even though the stadium wasn't even full, you could just feel that energy going throughout the stadium. That was just a culture shifting moment for the organization.
A defining moment, not only Vaughn's career, but our direction as a franchise.
It really united something that we built here over the past couple of years, and it really gave us that momentum going into the next season. And we drew a line in the sand and said enough is enough, and we're here to stay. And we go out there and put our best ball on film and play with the best 11 guys and a collective group and play complement football. And we hit our strides after that.
And I think they're going to challenge that ruling on the field of whether that was a catch or not.
I thought we would get a flag because how hard the hit was. The ball popped up in there, so it's been an interception too. So I was like, oh my goodness, it's been an epic play. But Jordan Evans got on the ball and we got another takeaway. So a lot happened in that one play for sure.
Receiver completed the process of a catch. As a result, it is a catch and a fumble. It will be Cincinnati's ball.
Like I told him. I told him, it's gonna happen. Something's bound to happen this game. And it did.
Big Whit will be in the jungle on Thursday. And coming up next, we catch up with a former Bengal to talk all about this primetime matchup.
It's a whiteout here at Paycor Stadium.
Bengals in their white Bengal uniforms and that white helmet.
The rare white Bengal will rule the jungle.
Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Andrew Whitworth will be this week's ruler of the jungle, as he will help light up Paycor Stadium by slamming the ruler staff on the stage as the team gets set for kickoff. Big Whit now joins Dan Hoare to give us his preview, and he tells us how he was impressed with what he saw out of Joe Flacco.
The Amazon Prime crew rolls into Cincinnati for Thursday Night Football, and that includes one of the greatest Bengals of all time, our friend Andrew Whitworth. Whit, it is great to see you. What did you think of Joe Flacco's Bengals debut on Sunday?
Well, I loved it. It was good to see him, at the first part of the game. You can tell he's just feeling it out, trying to get it used to the guys you're throwing to and just running the whole thing, right? I mean, I don't think any of us can respect how difficult that is of a challenge to come in 1 week and trying to do something like that. But in the second half, you could see, like, he started to kind of get some feel and they started moving the football better. And I think this week will only be a more improvement from that. I think that you definitely could feel, a veteran quarterback kind of settling the huddle, settling guys down a little bit, having somebody who's kind of been there, done that, been through it all. He's not going to overreact to things. I think you could see that.
I want you to put the degree of difficulty into perspective. Joins the team on Tuesday, practices for the first time on Wednesday, faces the Packers in Green Bay on Sunday, and it's a 6-point game late in the fourth quarter. Just how hard was that?
I think it's about as difficult as you can imagine. And then think of this, the Packers were even coming off a bye week. So, I mean, they've had all this time to prepare for what Cincinnati has been. So you're walking into something where they can't really change the plan with you in there because you've gotten there so late. But they've also been planning for you for 2 weeks. You know, the Bengals and Joe, kind of rose up to the occasion, made it a game late, had an opportunity there in the fourth quarter to do something special.
Whit, I hate the expression must win, especially in week 7 of a season. But how pivotal is this game for Cincinnati on Thursday?
Well, I think to really legitimize their season and to make it say, hey, all right, we have a lot to play for, and we think we can take Joe Flacco and make a run here and get ourselves back in the picture. This is the game that you can make the statement with it. You think of Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers and how steady they've kind of been this year. They haven't been just out of this world impressive, but they've been really steady. And that because of injuries to Baltimore and really what Cleveland's been, they look like that team that's just going to take over the AFC North this year and kind of have a smooth run to win in this division. So if you want to mess that up, you want to be the guy who comes in and ruins that whole story, and you want to say there's still a lot of promise left in this season. These are the kind of games you got to rise to the occasion.
Pittsburgh's 4-1 so far in this year. They've got a couple of wins over teams with winning records in the Patriots and the Vikings. Did they look like a legit contender to you, or is the jury still out?
I think the jury's still out a little bit, only because I think right now they've kind of handled some teams I would expect them to. They've kind of adapted a little bit as the season's gone, which I think is impressive. I think that it'll be interesting to see where they go from here and as they face some of these better teams.
We will welcome you back with open arms on Thursday night. Appreciate your time as always. Thanks so much, Whit.
I appreciate it, Dan. Thank you, brother.
Now, Thursday's meeting with Pittsburgh won't be a walk in the park. The Steelers enter Week 7 with a 4-1 mark on the season and bring in a 3-game win streak. So with huge AFC North implications on the line, the Bengals know what's at stake, and the opportunity in front of them is there for the taking.
I think there's a lot of emphasis on this game. We want to win. We're hungry for it. Our guys have worked for it. We got to do a better job from start to finish getting that done. But there's a lot here. You got a home divisional game.
I mean, it's definitely a big opportunity. Big game Thursday night. Division game.
Everybody grew up watching primetime games. There's excitement all around. Challenge of getting prepared, getting your body right. The most disciplined team, the most focused team, the most prepared team tends to come out on top this week. So that's what we got to make sure we are.
We all got the attitude where we want to win. Like I said, we just got to put a full game together now as a whole team.
I think it's always a focus for teams that I've been a part of is you want to get off to good starts, obviously. We got to be efficient on early downs. And I think if we do that, then we'll give ourselves a chance to be successful early on in the football game.
It's always a tough battle anytime we play these guys. It's always a major challenge facing that defense. Our guys always get up for the challenge, and it's going to take everybody on every single rep.
The whole team is stacked, if I'm being honest. Every position, from the linebackers to the D-line.
They're built on their front seven. Their mindset comes from how their front seven plays. When you're playing a team that prioritizes something like that, you're going to be in for a physical battle.
Some guys that have been doing it at a high level for a really long time, showing really no signs of slowing down. And then they got a lot of young guys that add juice to them.
And now they got a guy like Aaron Rodgers, so you know the type of quarterback he is, and they got a guy like DK Metcalf outside. So DK's he's blessed with a lot of abilities. Don't get him started. Don't let him get started. That's all it is. He's a guy that picks up speed when he starts going.
He's a big physical receiver, big play threat. He's got really strong hands as well.
Aaron's been in the league a few years longer than me, but we both started playing in 2008, so I've been doing it for a long time. It's pretty cool.
He's a good vet. He takes care of the ball.
And this year, you're seeing him play at a high level as well and done a great job managing that team, finding a way to win 4 games for him so far in 5. And he's been a big part of that.
I know what the AFC North's all about. Been in my whole career, so I know the type of football team that they are. I grew up, watching the Steelers growing up. So, I'm ready for this game. I'm ready for opportunity. Everyone in here is too. So I think we'll be ready for it.
You got to be ready to play a full 60 minutes no matter what.
And it's right there. It's in our reach. We got to finish it.
We just really believe in each other. Like, the spirits are still high. We know what we can do.
Our guys understand what's at stake, and it's big for us, and we'll treat it as such. And guys got to get to work, and you got to have a great performance by everybody.
Up next, it's Contepelli's Countdown, where I'll tell you how DJ Turner's made a splash in the secondary. That's straight ahead here on Bengals Weekly. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. DJ Turner had emerged as a starter last season before a collarbone injury in Week 11 ended his sophomore campaign. But Turner is back and better than ever. Through 6 games, he has already hit new career highs as DJ, yeah, that's our DJ, has been jamming up opposing receivers. DJ Turner has been turning up the heat on opposing receivers. Last week, Turner recorded 5 passes defended, the most by a Bengal in a single game since 2009. DJ leads the league with 11 passes defended on the year, and his 8 pass breakups are 2 more than the next closest corner. His 91.6 coverage grade last week was the highest among all corners, as his 37 forced incomplete percentage is tops in the league. Turner is also allowing a catch just once every 17.8 coverage snaps.
Flacco in the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Flacco throwing, and the pass is caught.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man.
How in God's name did Jamar Chase catch that ball?
Oh.
Now he's doing the gritty in the end zone. The Bengals get a 19-yard touchdown pass to Jamar Chase when he wasn't open.
Jamar Chase has continued his stay atop the receiver leaderboards. Entering Week 7, Uno is tied for the AFC lead with 4 receiving touchdowns and 7 receptions per game. And his 78 receiving yards per game is the highest average in the conference. He's also been reliable to move the chains, as Chase's 21 first down receptions are 6th most in the league. Evan McPherson became the 5th fastest player in Bengals history to reach 100 career field goals. Money Mac cemented this milestone when he connected on a 45-yarder last week in Green Bay. A quarter of McPherson's 100 field goals have come from a distance of 50 or more yards, as he holds 5 of the 7 longest field goals made in team history. Now, this game will feature 2 storied quarterbacks going head-to-head on the gridiron, as this is the 3rd time in NFL history where both starting QBs are at least 40 years old. Among active quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers and Joe Flacco both rank in the top 5 for career passing yards, passes thrown, and passing touchdowns, as Rodgers is in season 21 and Flacco season 18.
4th and goal. Flacco looking, throwing, and caught. Touchdown. Tight end Tanner Hudson. What a throw by Flacco.
And Flacco is coming off a season-high passing touchdown performance, as he has now thrown a touchdown to 67 different pass catchers in his career. That's 5th most in NFL history. Flacco posted a 74 completion percentage on pass attempts under 10 air yards in Week 6. Those 31 attempts were the most such he has had in a game since 2022. He also went 6 for 9 for 80 yards on passes of 10 or more air yards. That includes both touchdown passes, which also happened to come on 4th down. Coming up next, we take you up to Ada, Ohio, and introduce you to the Duke. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. You see it on the field every Sunday. It's been to every NFL stadium and has been a part of every meaningful moment in the game. It's been around for decades and hails from the great state of Ohio. Its name is simple, yet captivating: the Duke. And if you've ever wondered how an NFL football is made, well, here's your chance. This is the life of an NFL football.
Since the earliest days of pro football, the game ball has been as iconic as the sport itself. Nicknamed the Duke in honor of Wellington Mara, the ball got its name officially stamped in 1949, and it's been the standard ever since. From muddy fields to Super Bowl Sundays, each ball is built for the big stage. This is the life of the NFL football.
Nobody really has ever thought about how to make a football. People are blown away when they come into the factory and just see the craftsmanship that goes into each one of these footballs. We've been in Ada, Ohio since 1955. We've had the longest running game ball relationship with the NFL in sports history. The Duke that's manufactured in Ada, Ohio has been a part of every snap, every interception, at every Super Bowl since 1967. The ball is manufactured in an 18-step process. From the time the leather hide is received to the time that it leaves this factory as a football is about 30 days. Around Super Bowl time, we typically get game balls out of here in 48 hours. So this is the receiving leather inspection part of the process. Hides come in from Horween. They come in, we mark them up for any quality defects that might occur. From here, it goes over to the cutting department. She is nesting her cutting die based on the size to most effectively utilize the hide itself. Each hide will produce about 10 footballs per hide. So each one of these carts is going to be 480 footballs. After this process, they're going to go over to splitting, and what they're going to do is they're going to shave off the back side of the leather panel just to get it within spec. So from splitting, we go to Singer. Here at Singer, we're sewing on a reinforced panel on the back side of the ball, and that's really what's giving the ball strength. Once these panels are sewn together, the ball's pretty much indestructible. So after the Singer process, we go over to lock stitch. CJ is one of 2 individuals in the factory that is sewing all the NFL game balls. What she's doing is she's taking the 2 panels that went through the Singer process earlier, she's matching them up. She then sews the half together. We sew the balls inside out, and then from that it goes over here to turning, and they have the painstaking task of turning the balls right side out. This is a steam box, and what the steam's doing, it's softening the ball. Here he's crushing the ends. He's going to go over to this machine that's going to start it, and then this is where the magic happens. Awesome, thank you. So at this point, it's basically a football without a bladder and lace on it. So just prior to the lacing process, they add the bladder. That is the sensor that is used to locate the ball on the field on Sunday. There's 18 minutes of value-added time to the process. 5 to 6 of those minutes happen here at lacing. So Brad will do a little over 100 of these a day.
First down.
First down. All right, from here we go over to molding. We insert the ball into a metal mold. The ball is overinflated, and then it deflates the ball back down to 13 PSI, which is what it's shipped to all teams at. And now you have a completed NFL game ball. One last step after the quality process is put a decal on this ball to identify the sensor that's inside and what team it belongs to. And now it's a game-ready ball.
Each box that comes in from Wilson has 6 footballs. I decide which ones I want to use to prep for quarterbacks. The first step is I just give it a brush. There's a wax that comes on the football, so it's important to take that wax off. It lets the whole process settle into the football better. Just to start, just adding a smooth, even layer of mud throughout. This will be what creates the tackiness and the color to the ball. There's basically one guy who goes out in a river and harvests this mud, but it works. So you can kind of start seeing it now. As the ball dries for a couple of minutes, I kind of look for this mud to start getting lighter on the edges. That's kind of my cue to start brushing. And then you can kind of see it starting as you brush it. You get a little bit more shine to it. And then after I brush each panel, I just like to take a towel to it, kind of wipe it off, get any excess dried mud off of it. And then there's the first panel done.
In this league, team success is dependent on how you move the ball. For the quarterback, the football is more than just leather and laces. Every throw, every touchdown begins with the ball in his hands.
When we return, it's time for Social Spotlight, where we'll show you what milestone Money Mac achieved last week. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. This fall, the Bengals have teamed up with Ohio Cat to bring the jungle to you. Every Friday during the football season, we will be out at a different high school football game, cheering on our local teams. Students and fans have the opportunity to take pictures with Houday, show off their best school spirit, and win great prizes. Rule your school and be on the lookout for Friday night stripes, because the Bengals and Ohio Cat could be coming to your game next. Houday Nation, it's time to recognize our high school coaches. Nominate your coach for the Bengals Coach of the Week, presented by Paycor. Visit Bengals.com/Coach of the Week for more information. It's now time for our weekly Social Spotlight segment, and there has been a ton of content and stats for us to sort through on the web this week. But we're going to start things off with a wholesome jersey swap. Post-game, Jamar Chase swapped with Micah Parsons and Josh Jacobs in Green Bay. Some of the game's best right here, all in one frame. But I want to know, how did Jacobs convince Parsons for the Chase jersey, or are they sharing it? Not really sure. Would love to know the answer on this one. Let's continue with a fun Jamar stat right here that the NFL on CBS put out. Jamar has 10 or more catches and at least one receiving touchdown 12 times in his career, and he's done so in just 68 games played. I mean, look at that leaderboard. Uno is truly one of one, and I cannot wait to see just how many such games like that he is going to end up with in his career. I have a feeling he will eventually overtake Devontae Adams. Well, next up, we have Money Mac. Evan McPherson hit his 100th career field goal. What a milestone for Evan. He becomes the 5th fastest player in Bengals history to reach this mark. And as we get set for our Thursday night tilt with the Steelers, it is all white, everything Demetrius Knight. Woohoo! Check out that little edit right there by our team. The social team doing a fantastic, kind of a relatively jersey swap, going from his regular clothes to his white Bengal fits. Now, make sure you are following along with us on the Bengals social media channels. All you have to do is search @Bengals and hit that follow button. That's right, it's all white, everything in prime time, as the Steelers and Bengals kick off Thursday night at 8:15 Eastern. And you can catch all the action on Prime Video and locally in the Cincinnati market on ABC. You can also check out one of the streaming options, including Prime Video and NFL Game Pass internationally. And as always, you can listen in to Dan Horde and Dave Lapham on the Bengals Radio Network. Thanks for tuning in to Bengals Weekly. Kickoff between the Steelers and the Bengals is coming up. For Dan Horde, Dave Lapham, Jeff Hobson, and our entire crew, I'm Marissa Contepelli. We'll see you next week. Bengals Weekly was brought to you by Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. AltaFiber, the official Wi-Fi and internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. And Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals.